scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road.
Okay.
Anything else?
Keep up.
The scholars that have gone missing.
Those eyes.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the but honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they
Do you also think
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back. Well, whatever the case, I'll
Gotcha. Think...
Stay safe. Don't get hurt.
Sir, have you seen my grandpa?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as you... And speaking of my wife, she's told...
Oh, thank you.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, I've known you since you were very young.
Wow, what an... Okay, thank you.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
Join the Aerolites. Embrace a wonderful new life.
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty King Deshret.
Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of this land. Still, you say he's coming back, but...
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before... Isn't it a sign of King Deshret's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared?
Huh. Now that you say it...
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah! Bro, this guy's something else.
Let's not get on his bad...
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King...
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day.
Hey!
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? Delavar also said that once King Deshret returns...
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more.
Got it! Please don't beat me up just for mentioning these...
The people here really like King Deshret, but dislike...
Where is this radical...
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably...
No, not at all. We wouldn't...
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to... So you'd best just stay home, don't do anything.
Yes, got it.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. Very well.
Isak! I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. This is where Grandpa usually stays.
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? But are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day.
So, you know Tainari?
Huh? You know him too?
Yes. Now that I concentrate...
Wait, surely Tainari...
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a skull.
Oh.
Keep up.
What are you looking for, Sina?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Paimon?
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand from the size and shape, they belong. The scent is quite faint.
But who would come looking for Grandpa?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's wrong with liking good food?
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, even deep within the clutches of madness.
No.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weak... Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the...
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here.
Illusion shattered!
Why is there a chest here?
Right. The darker...
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back. Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So...
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and
Did you find out anything useful? I see. So someone used a kind of...
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also...
If Paimon remembers correctly...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabbar... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their own... Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert.
Tia! You're amazing!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every more I've spent...
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual... I need to go around and ask some questions.
Fine.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and...
Alright! Sounds like a plan!
Yeah.
Well, here we are again!
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized. The wall of Samiel isn't just there. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance.
That's terrible!
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Thea.
No, not at all. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep! We gotta catch those...
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know. Just our luck. None of—
You mean you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You're here for—
Zaki. Finally.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki.
We've had drinks together a few times. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they?
Absolutely. Much better than those people.
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family.
Yes, how considerate of you.
It's a rare opportunity.
Keep up.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is...
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back? Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. I'm a new leaving.
And you left the strongest one.
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
But you got one thing right.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Enger. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary.
Dia, I thought that you...
Yeah. Gee, what a missed opportunity.
See? There you have it.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Just following orders. Let's nip that in the bud. Keep up. Shroud.
Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, and of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing, even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that that so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses... That's what you thought, right?
Ugh. You lied in the...
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all... Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple...
Oh, But instead of catching...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle...
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making...
Wow.
Ah, you're too kind.
So, that thing?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion, and Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way...
I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently.
But I see through it all.
Dia...
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just...
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for Ad Astra... Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering.
We've known each other for some time now.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. Us mercs, on the other hand...
Well, Paimon thinks you're great, too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Cyno's here.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh,
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where... Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why...
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't beat us anymore.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you...
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers, but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have.
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know, please.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu, what do you...
Smooth.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the Academia. Some time ago, people from the Academia attempted to... It strikes me now that...
Which means it's highly likely that the Academia was purposely spreading a They were the ones who brought them here to begin with.
Not the Academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the Village Keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the Academia. Regardless, our time...
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
What scheme is the
You look worried.
Yes. I'd look for...
You have a strong sense of belonging here.
Dia, don't say that.
Thanks.
Let's get some food in us and then... Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and...
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly... Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super...
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left. Anyway, you plan...
Yep. We're not gonna... treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village.
Yeah, you're all...
While you were investigating,
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
to be honest, we aren't really a team. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed...
Huh? Right?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that,
What does that mean?
how do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the village...
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily... By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. The reason being,
Those eyes.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asked.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in...
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected our...
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing...
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me.
We're on it!
Keep up! Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier...
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware...
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why is that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two have before. I wouldn't even... Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect...
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons.
The fact is that I'm... Only one side of my family is desert folk. Some believe in the Dendro Archon.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise...
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to... Slowly, I just stopped talking to people, and then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me...
You can tell them.
All right. I'll tell you what I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes... Perhaps. I'm not sure. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's hurt. But because we're in the middle of a desert...
There's really nothing around these parts.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar.
Yeah! Let's go! And, monsters! Watch out!
I hear everything!
Keep up. Rain outlines your fate. Ring cutter.
Can't see? Let's nip that in the bud.
Shine down. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
One with the forest. I'll uproot you!
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandit? He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a look.
Hey!
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. What are you reading?
Okay, sure.
Huh?
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you? Oh, right. Thank you for thank you. Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
there it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought, there's...
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here.
Yeah.
You're up!
There is no escape!
Keep up.
Illusion shattered! Absurd! Rain outlines your fate. Time to act.
And shroud. I hear everything.
Let me weave you a verse. There is no escape.
One with the force.
Like a lamb to the slaughter.
Can't see?
Illusion shattered.
Enshroud!
I'll be back. I'll be back.
There is no escape.
Can't see?
Look, there's someone. Good idea. Let's approach.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar too?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest. Leaving that question aside for the moment, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are identical.
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you mention.
Correct. The Academia is behind. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the Academia spread a false rumor. These rumors were all the persuasion that as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since King Deshret's death. Many would give everything they even if complications arise. The notion of an Academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But there's still one very important question.
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, They were exiles. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. If you can't find someone, you have no way of
Resource? For what?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be
Extracted?
With the technology of the Sumeru Act, perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is...
So, the human brain...
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule, or perhaps his curiosity...
Hyman's a little confused. Can they just use...
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining... However, I can't help but wonder. The Academia is going out of their way to look for... I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but...
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, extracting information from people as if they...
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's actions run whether it be academics or knowledge. This matter needs to be corrected. Just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait! Didn't you step...
Not to be callous, but there is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru.
Probably not.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate.
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are...
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy... Uniqueness is also an asset, is it?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it.
I'm just a more likable person than her and He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village. Keep up.
We're back!
You must be tired. You should rest.
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless.
So, at one point in time...
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village. Since yet... They...
Yeah.
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the Academia.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies Sino. You're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is interesting.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any...
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Simply put, the Academia has traditionally allowed if you want to raise a vicious wolf.
The Academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they every so often comes on Yagarbaha Day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all...
You're saying that the Academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the—
It predicted my every move.
The Academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you resigned is—
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strong. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the Academia. Sino, don't take it to heart.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety.
Oh, so that's how it is! If the Academia is trying to avoid some... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to—
I want to find Grandpa!
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Paimon feels like we're missing... So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia developed. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. Let's split up and search the area.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine—
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry. Your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting.
Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room.
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it. That's...
Dia? Why would you... Dia! Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well...
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru Village?
So, this is the great... Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this mutt.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should—
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone.
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia— If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the academia. Filthy traitors.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so... Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their—
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places?
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars.
Think you can talk me over?
I'm not trying to persuade you.
You were the scribe.
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the academia.
You academia scum.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the—
We've known each other for—
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious—
An arm from the Flame Mane. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised—
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not—
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman,
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different. You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friend.
Phew. I was really counting.
That was
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the if it came down to it. You would not lose.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more with. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are other.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grand.
Whatever it takes? You just might be.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here.
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay, let's go.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday.
Fine.
Keep up. Keep up. Keep up. They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon over...
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agree.
You stay right there!
Playmate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa!
The value of...
Paimon's dizzy.
Ugh, this day's going just
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village, it glowed green with dendro. Just like you said. The dendro are gone.
Grandpa?
Hey, look around you.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, the symbols on the gate belonged to King Deshret's civilization. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty... Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict.
He said
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord, 2 major deities are vying to showcase their
Paimon thought you weren't interested in God.
Indeed. And my new discoveries are always worth investigating.
Rahman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman.
Huh?
Do you...
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something...
Whatever you say.
There's nothing to be angry about.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might...
Keep up! Keep up! Keep up.
Ring cutter! Illusion shattered!
One with the force. Ra. Sia. I'll uproot you! Enshroud! Yeah.
There is no escape!
Rain outlines your fate.
One with the force. I hear everything.
Torn to oblivion!
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever. The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Witness the power of Gwa.
Illusion shadow!
I'll uproot you!
Stay put!
Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Ring cutter.
And shroud! Keep up. I hear everything.
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! Transcend all constraints.
No, my sword!
Ready, go!
That's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
If you press a leaf between dry sheets of paper,
getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are... King...
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high...
You can read ancient King Deshret?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before...
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, you'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No!
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But...
Was that the former Dendro Archon?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but you've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard the surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. King Deshret's death. The all we saw her as nothing more than a traitor.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
How could I ever begin to accept this?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to
Dia, my Eremites and I.
Hey, how you
Well, I should probably go. Can't just...
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. But please, give me some time.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia...
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same... And I'll return every last one of your mad...
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone.
That must have been rough. But he seemed...
Ramon's no fool. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back. Have a... Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Keep up. Keep up. It's so hot. Even a mist flower would melt in this heat. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't. But you get what I mean. Keep up.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. But we share a common cause.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell.
We've been all over the desert!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no!
Whoa. The moment they...
You should have known that I would be coming.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know...
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb...
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Huh?
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord...
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis, and said he wanted to borrow the Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, he asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of...
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite human... After that, they harvested dreams via the Sebzir with the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact... Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can... If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't... It is as if they are cursed with a desire. Some organisms demonstrate this is but a form of photosynthesis.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean? Is she not a true god present in...